Hello gamers! With the spooky season approaching, it's time to dive into the world of classic gaming with a haunting twist. Today's countdown features the top 10 Halloween-themed games on the legendary SEGA Genesis and Mega Drive consoles. From creepy platformers to terrifying adventures, these games are guaranteed to get you into the Halloween spirit. So grab a pumpkin spice hot chocolate, get cozy, turn down the lights, and prepare for a frightfully fun journey through SEGA's creepiest classics.
Fatality.
Ready?
Always.
Let's get started. At number 10, we've got Ghostbusters. Released in 1990, this spooky classic is a perfect pick to kick off our Halloween countdown. Taking inspiration from the hit movie franchise, Ghostbusters lets you suit up as one of the iconic paranormal exterminators and head out to save New York from all sorts of ghastly ghosts and ghouls. What makes this game so hauntingly fun? Well, for starters, the gameplay is a unique mix of action and strategy. You'll explore eerie environments, blasting away ghosts with your proton pack while managing your ghost-busting inventory. Each mission ramps up the tension as you face off against increasingly powerful supernatural enemies, including a few that are sure to give you goosebumps. And of course, who could forget the epic rooftop boss fight with the towering Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? This giant confection crashing through the building sets the stage for a thrilling showdown filled with pure chaos. While the visuals aren't top tier, they deliver a nostalgic feel that pairs beautifully with the spooky Halloween vibe. Accompanied by its eerie soundtrack and retro-pixelated graphics, Ghostbusters perfectly captures that 80s blend of humor and horror with a dose of classic SEGA action. So if you're looking for some retro Halloween fun with a dash of nostalgia, Ghostbusters is the perfect start to our top 10. At number 9, we dive into the dark and mysterious world of Chakan the Forever Man. Released in 1992 for the SEGA Genesis, this game brings a haunting blend of gothic horror and unforgiving difficulty, making it a perfect addition to our top 10. Chakan tells the story of a cursed warrior, who after defeating death itself is doomed to wander the earth for eternity until all supernatural evil is vanquished. That premise alone gives the game an eerie oppressive vibe from the moment you start playing. With its brooding atmosphere, haunting music, and grim storyline, Chakan is not your typical SEGA platformer. It's an immersive dive into darkness. The gameplay itself is challenging to say the least. You'll traverse spooky landscapes like hellish volcanoes, deadly ruins, and eerie caves, all while battling sinister creatures from the underworld. With a vast arsenal of weapons and magic at your disposal, each level requires strategy and quick reflexes to survive. But beware, Chakan is known for being brutally difficult with no easy escapes from its relentless enemies and deadly traps. The haunting visuals and dark aesthetic make this game stand out, offering a unique experience unlike any other on the Genesis. If you're looking for a Halloween game that will test your skill while sending shivers down your spine, Chakan the Forever Man is one you won't want to miss. Coming in at number 8, we have the quirky and mischievous haunting starring Polterguy. Released in 1993 for both the SEGA Genesis and Mega Drive by Electronic Arts, this game flips the script on typical Halloween horror by letting you play as the ghost Polterguy whose sole purpose is to scare the living daylights out of a greedy family. In Haunting, you get to haunt different houses, using your supernatural abilities to possess everyday objects. Everything from chairs and TVs to entire rooms, and terrorize the family that wronged you. The gameplay is unique, focusing on creative ways to spook the family members and send them running for their lives. It's all about setting up scares with a variety of ghoulish tricks, and the more you terrify them, the more ecto power you earn to keep the haunting going. What sets this game apart is its fun cartoonish take on horror. Despite being full of creepy imagery from skeletons to monstrous surprises popping out of nowhere, the game maintains a lighthearted, almost comedic tone. The haunted objects' reactions are hilarious, and watching the family's terrified expressions as they flee adds to the game's charm. But don't let the humor fool you. There are plenty of tense moments as you try to balance your ectometer and avoid getting trapped in the underworld. With its unique concept, Haunting starring Polterguy is the perfect mix of spooky and fun, making it an excellent pick for the Halloween season. In 7th place, we're entering the strange and spooky world of Decap Attack. Released in 1991 for the SEGA Genesis, this weird and wonderfully creepy platformer is perfect for some Halloween fun. In Decap Attack, you play as Chuck D. Head, a mummy-like creature brought to life by the mad scientist Dr. Frank N. Stein. Your goal? To save the world from an evil army of monsters led by Max Decap. But here's the kicker. Chuck literally fights by launching his detachable head at enemies. It's just as bizarre and hilarious as it sounds, making Decap Attack stand out from other games on the Genesis. The game's levels are full of eerie environments like haunted forests, creepy swamps, and twisted caves, all packed with ghoulish enemies like zombies, skeletons, and ghosts. Chuck's head-throwing ability introduces a distinctive mechanic to the combat, and hidden power-ups in tombstones further enhance your abilities. While the platforming is solid, it's the game's quirky humor and spooky art style that truly stand out. With its offbeat characters, bizarre premise, and spooky yet fun atmosphere, Decap Attack is one of those games that doesn't take itself too seriously, making it ideal for Halloween gaming. It's a combination of monster mayhem, spooky charm, and a lot of laughs, perfect for those who want a lighthearted yet creepy adventure. Landing at number 6, Ghouls and Ghosts is a true test of both skill and patience. Ported from the arcades to the SEGA Genesis in 1989, this horror-themed classic is notorious for its difficulty, making it a perfect choice for those looking for a challenging game in our Halloween gaming lineup. You step into the armor of Sir Arthur, a brave knight on a perilous quest to rescue the souls of villagers and his beloved princess Prin Prin from the clutches of evil demons. Ghouls and Ghosts doesn't waste any time throwing you into its dark world filled with relentless waves of enemies like zombies, skeletons, and demonic creatures. The game's difficulty is legendary, so don't expect any mercy from the forces of darkness as you battle through haunted graveyards, decaying castles, and fiery underworlds. What makes Ghouls and Ghosts stand out is its heart-pounding action and intense spooky atmosphere. The chilling music and dark foreboding levels are packed with danger at every turn, keeping you on edge as you fight your way to the final showdown. And let's not forget the game's infamous armor mechanic. One hit strips you down to your boxer shorts, leaving you vulnerable to the terrifying enemies that lurk around every corner. But here's the twist. Completing the game once isn't enough to see the true ending. That's right, you'll have to conquer the entire game twice to face the ultimate evil and rescue Princess Prin Prin for real. It's a brutal challenge that will test even the most skilled gamers. Despite its punishing difficulty, Ghouls and Ghosts is endlessly rewarding for those brave enough to face the challenge. The satisfaction of conquering each level and defeating its monstrous bosses is unmatched, making it a must-play for classic gamers seeking a spooky thrill. Ranking at number 5 is a uniquely spooky adventure, Addams Family Values. Released in 1994 exclusively for the Sega Mega Drive in Europe by Ocean Software, this action RPG is based on the movie of the same name. Players step into the shoes of the eccentric Uncle Fester, who is on a quest to rescue his recently kidnapped baby nephew Pubert Addams, with assistance from the Addams family and other quirky characters. The gameplay and graphics draw notable inspiration from The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, featuring a similar top-down perspective, dungeon exploration, and item-based puzzles. However, it stands out by immersing players in a haunting Halloween atmosphere that adds a distinctive layer of chilling fun. Combining classic action RPG gameplay with the distinctive charm of the Addams family, Players will explore haunted mansions, creepy forests, and eerie dungeons. Fester uses unique gadgets and abilities to overcome obstacles while encountering the dark humor and whimsical essence that define the Addams family. What makes Addams Family Values particularly special is its faithful representation of the franchise's quirky atmosphere. The game captures the darkly comedic essence of the Addams family, offering a mix of spooky adventure and humorous encounters that perfectly fit the Halloween spirit. Therefore, it's an ideal choice to spice up your Halloween festivities with a touch of creepy fun. And what Halloween countdown would be complete without a Scooby-Doo game? Sliding into fourth place is Scooby-Doo Mystery, a spooky adventure that's fun for the whole family. Released in 1995 for the SEGA Genesis, this game captures the classic charm of the Scooby-Doo cartoon while delivering eerie puzzle-solving fun that's perfect for the Halloween season. In Scooby-Doo Mystery, you team up with Scooby and Shaggy to solve two spooky cases, each packed with creepy characters and plenty of zoinks moments. The game plays like a classic point-and-click adventure, where you'll search for clues, gather items, and solve puzzles to unmask the villain behind the supernatural events. The mysteries take place in eerie locations like a haunted hotel and a closed carnival, giving it that signature Scooby-Doo spooky feel. The visuals are bright and colorful, capturing the cartoon's aesthetic perfectly, while the soundtrack adds a layer of spooky atmosphere as you explore each creepy location. And of course, Scooby and Shaggy bring their hilarious charm to the game with plenty of lighthearted moments to balance the spooky mysteries. What makes this game so fitting for Halloween is its perfect blend of mystery, suspense, and humor. It's not the scariest game on the list, but it's perfect for those looking for a more family-friendly Halloween experience. Plus, it's packed with nods to the original cartoon, making it a nostalgic treat for any Scooby-Doo fan. Sliding in at number 3 is one of the most beloved cult classics on the SEGA Genesis, Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Released in 1993, this top-down action-packed game perfectly blends spooky fun with retro charm, making it an ideal choice for a Halloween party. In Zombies Ate My Neighbors, you play as either Zeke or Julie, two teens armed with a quirky arsenal of weapons like water guns, weed whackers, and soda can grenades, battling hordes of classic horror movie monsters. From zombies to werewolves, mummies, and even giant ants, every level is packed with all the creepy creatures you'd expect from a good Halloween flick. Your mission? To rescue your neighbors before these ghoulish enemies get to them. The game's atmosphere is a delightful mix of spooky and humorous. Each level is set in a different environment, from suburban neighborhoods and shopping malls to haunted castles and creepy graveyards, all drenched in a lighthearted but spooky 16-bit vibe. The creepy music and the sheer variety of monsters create a perfect Halloween atmosphere, while the over-the-top action keeps things fun and exciting. What really makes this game stand out is its cooperative gameplay. Grab a friend and you can team up to take on the zombie hordes together. It's the perfect game for Halloween parties with frantic action, tons of monsters to defeat, and plenty of laughs along the way. With 55 stages of spooky mayhem, secret areas to discover, and a wacky assortment of enemies and weapons, this game will keep you and your friends entertained and a little spooked for hours. Taking the number 2 spot is a true classic in the realm of spooky gaming, Castlevania Bloodlines, known in Japan as Vampire Killer, and in Europe as Castlevania: The New Generation. Released in 1994 for the SEGA Genesis and Mega Drive by Konami, this game stands out as a notable entry in the legendary Castlevania series, delivering all the gothic horror and monster-slaying action you could ask for. In Castlevania Bloodlines, you step into the boots of either John Morris or Eric Lacarde as they embark on a quest to stop the evil Countess Elizabeth Bartley from resurrecting Dracula and plunging the world into darkness once more. This side-scrolling action platformer is packed with challenging gameplay, eerie environments, and a host of terrifying monsters straight out of horror legend. The game features a diverse array of levels set in haunted castles, decrepit ruins, and darkened forests, all rendered in stunning 16-bit graphics that bring the gothic atmosphere to life. From battling through creepy catacombs to facing off against grotesque bosses like the gargoyle, the giant Frankenstein monster, and the formidable death, Castlevania Bloodlines delivers a non-stop thrill ride. What sets Bloodlines apart is its exceptional music and atmospheric design. The soundtrack is filled with haunting, memorable tunes that perfectly complement the game's dark, foreboding visuals. Plus, the gameplay is tight and rewarding with a variety of weapons and power-ups that keep the action fresh and exciting. If you're a fan of classic horror and challenging platformers, Castlevania Bloodlines is an absolute must-play. Get ready for a thrilling adventure as the top pick in the Halloween countdown of SEGA Genesis classics is revealed. And finally, claiming the top spot at number 1 is the ultimate Halloween experience, Splatterhouse 2. Released in 1992, this game stands as a true horror classic, combining relentless action with a spine-chilling atmosphere, making it the perfect choice for this Halloween. In Splatterhouse 2, you once again take on the role of Rick Taylor, who returns to the haunted mansion from the original Splatterhouse to rescue his girlfriend Jennifer from the clutches of evil. Using an array of gruesome weapons ranging from a chainsaw to various blunt instruments, Rick must fight his way through nightmarish levels filled with grotesque monsters and horrifying traps. The game's unique horror art sets it apart from Splatterhouse 3. While the sequel follows a more conventional beat-em-up path, Splatterhouse 2 is distinguished by its deeply unsettling visuals reminiscent of classic Hollywood horror. The monsters are inspired by iconic horror films, adding a layer of authenticity and terror that makes it a standout title in the series. Splatterhouse 2 features unmistakably horror-themed visuals with gory and unsettling imagery that brings its dark world to life. The pixel art is beautifully gruesome, showcasing detailed and disturbing monster designs that are both terrifying and captivating. The soundtrack enhances the horror with eerie atmospheric music that perfectly sets the mood for each terrifying encounter. What truly makes Splatterhouse 2 stand out is its intense and brutal gameplay. The action is fast-paced and relentless, demanding quick reflexes and strategic use of weapons to survive the onslaught of enemies. The game's horror elements are complemented by a heavy dose of gore, making it a top choice for fans of classic horror and beat-em-up games. For a frightful and action-packed Halloween experience, Splatterhouse 2 is the definitive game to play. With its chilling atmosphere, gruesome visuals, and relentless combat, it's a fitting number 1 on the countdown of SEGA Genesis best Halloween-themed games. Thanks for tuning in to this spooky journey through SEGA Genesis classics. Hopefully the countdown has introduced some fantastic games to enhance the Halloween gaming list. Until next time, stay spooky and keep playing.